And another control measures are, as I said in the first point, so it should the family should be get motivated using the contraceptive methods. So in detail we are going to study the different contraceptive methods now. Okay, so what are contraceptives? Contraceptives are the one which is used to prevent the unwanted pregnancies. Okay, what is the ideal contraceptive? What the ideal contraceptive, like typical contraceptives, are called as? They should be user friendly, okay, easily accessible, easily usable, okay, easily available, effective, and their effects are reversible. Their effects should be reversible. Understood? Yes. Next, no or least side effects. Completely it should be avoided side effects, or it has to be shown less side effects. Next, it should not interfere the sexual drive. If the couples are performing the intercourse or sex, so it should not interfere the desire of the couples and or the sexual act of the user. It should not, yes, interfere. So these are the properties of ideal contraceptives. These points are very important points. They may ask for 2 or 3 marks to write down the points regarding the ideal contraceptives. Okay, yes, we'll study now the types of contraceptive methods. Okay, there are different types of contraceptive methods. So the first one is a natural, or it is also called as a traditional methods, like the methods to avoid the unwanted pregnancy. Next ones are barriers, intrauterine devices, oral contraceptives like tablets or pills, injectables, and surgical methods. Surgical methods are also called as sterilization. These are the different methods, contraceptive methods used to prevent the contraception, that is unwanted pregnancies. Okay, so we'll study one by one the contraceptive methods. So the first one is natural or traditional method. Okay, so natural or traditional method, we know pregnancy. Okay, what causes pregnancy? The fertilization causes the pregnancy, right? Not only fertilization, the implantation is very important. As we have studied in the previous chapter, once there is a gametogenesis, that is production of sperm and production of egg, okay, the sperm will be ejaculated in the female body, that we called as insemination, that is gamete transfer. After gamete transfer, what happens? The sperm goes near the egg and they get fertilized. The sperm fused with the egg to produce zygote. Okay, once the zygote is produced, the zygote travel from the ampulla of the fallopian tube and they get attached or implanted on the surface of what? On the layer of uterus, that is endometrium layer. After the implantation only, the female individuals are said to be pregnant. Understood? After the fertilization, what happens? Zygote is formed. Once the zygote is formed, the zygote will get implanted in the uterine wall, in the uterus wall. This process, after this process, the individuals are said to be pregnant. So here what happens? This process we are going to avoid using the different methods. What? It may be sometimes fertilization we are going to avoid, okay, or sometimes implantation we are going to avoid using these methods, contraceptive methods. So the first and foremost methods is natural methods. There are 3 different natural methods where we can avoid this unwanted pregnancy. Okay, we'll see what are those 3 natural methods. Periodic abstinence, withdrawal or coitus interruptus, lactational amenorrhea. These 3 are important 3 natural or traditional methods to avoid the contraception or unwanted pregnancy. The first one, periodic abstinence. Avoid coitus. Coitus means like insemination. Transfer, the gamete transfer. Gamete should be transferred from the male individuals, transferred into the female reproductive tract. Okay, this copulation, performing the copulation, we call it as coitus. And this coitus are avoided from the day of 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle. Okay, why only 10 to 17? Because of, so we know, we have already studied the menstrual cycle thing in human reproduction. Menstrual cycle consists of 4 different phases. Yes, that is follicular menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, lacteal phase or secretory phase. During the ovulatory phase, we have given the different days time for all these 4 stages. Okay, 1 to 5 days there will be menstrual phase, 5 to 6 or 7 days, or sometimes till 12 days, that is follicular phase. At the 14th day, what happens exactly? Ovulation, that is ovulatory. After ovulation, from the 15th day to 28 or 29 days, that is luteal phase or secretory phase. So what happens? To avoid it naturally, so they won't perform coitus or intercourse or sex during the day around the ovulation, because once the egg is released in the female reproductive tract, if they perform coitus, then there is a chance to get the fertilization. There is a chance of sperm to get fused with the egg. If they perform the coitus during the non-ovulatory phase, like before 10, before 10th day or after the 17th day, because once the egg is released, they stay only for 3 to 4 days, okay, or 3 days, minimum 72 hours. After 72 hours, if there is no sperm to get fertilized, the egg will degenerate it. So hence they have told before 10th there is no egg release in the female body reproductive structure. After 17th the released egg will die. So hence what happens during, if that phase except 10 to 17, those 7 days, if they perform before 10th or after 17th, that is unfertile period, we call it as safe period. These 10 to 17 are unsafe period. So hence naturally how we can prevent the contraception? Avoiding the coitus from the day 10 to 17. So this is called as periodic. Periodic means that menstrual period abstinence. Understood? So next thing is withdrawal or coitus interruptus. During the coitus, during the performation of coitus or copulation, before ejaculating the semen into the female reproductive tract, if they withdraw the penis from the female reproductive tract, so there is no ejaculation of the semen into the female body. So like this they can perform the coitus, but if they prevent the withdrawal or if they prevent the ejaculation of semen into the female body, then what happens? Semen contains sperm. If there is no ejaculation only, there is no sperm into the female body, so there is no fertilization. So like this, during the coitus, what happens? They avoid or they withdraw the penis from the vagina. So this is called as withdrawal or withdrawal interruptus or coitus interruptus. Understood? Like what happens technically? Avoiding the insemination. We know what is insemination. Transfer of sperm, okay, into the female reproductive tract through the vagina, right? So this we call it as insemination. If they avoid the insemination, there is no chance of getting pregnant. So next one is a lactational amenorrhea. So it is the prevention of conception by breastfeeding the child. So what happens during the breastfeeding, that is the last step, lactation. In the human reproduction chapter, lactation is the last event in post fertilization event, like after gestation, after parturition, that is delivery, childbirth. The final step is lactation, that is breastfeeding. So during the breastfeeding, what happens, this menstrual cycle, it will be disturbed. Like in some individual, female individuals, this ovulation doesn't happen during the breastfeeding time. During the lactation time, they never perform the menstrual cycle, because their stages, the menstrual cycle periods will be disturbed by their pregnancy, because of their end of the pregnancy. So there is no ovulation. Maximum individual, they won't perform the ovulation. If there is no ovulation, there is no egg release in the female reproductive type. So during that time, if they perform coitus, so there is no chance of getting fertilized, so no pregnancy. So these are the different three types of natural or traditional methods where there is no side effect also. Okay, so hence these are the three different natural methods, contraceptive methods. So next is barriers. Okay, barriers, as we know, barriers like a wall or septa we remember of wall, a barrier. Okay, something physical thing. Here the physical thing is called as the barriers. In this, ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of barriers. We know how the fertilization takes place by the fusion of sperm and egg. If we prevent the meeting of these two gametes, then there is no fertilization and no pregnancy. And here how they are going to like prevent the meeting of ovum and sperm, by using some barriers. Example, condoms. Okay, the best barriers are condoms. So condoms are made up of thin rubber or latex sheet. Okay, it may be rubber or latex sheath that are used to cover the penis in the male or vagina and cervix in the female. So what happens when they perform coitus, intercourse or sex? So maybe the female can wear the condoms, or the condoms are inserted. The condoms are produced for both males and even female individuals also. For males, what happens, the condoms they are going to wear on the penis. So when they intercourse or when they perform the coitus, the ejaculations or the semen content are kept within the rubbery or latex sheath of condom only. They are not released in the vagina. In the same way, if the males are not wear the condoms and females are wearing the condoms, some cervical cups are entered into the vagina. If they release the if they perform the ejaculation or they release the semen, then the cervical cup prevent the sperms to get entered into the vagina. So like this, the condoms are both made for males and females. So just before the coitus, so that the ejaculated semen would not enter into the female reproductive tract. Just now I've told you. So the one popular condoms are Nirodh. Okay, for the male. Condoms are very popular because it protects the user from STDs and AIDS. We are going to study about this in the later session, that is sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, like without condoms, if they perform coitus, it is called as unsafe sex. If wearing the condoms, if they perform the coitus, it is called as a safe sex. Why it is safe and unsafe? Because of without the condoms, if they perform the coitus or intercourse, then there is chance to get infected, like by some sexually transmitted diseases called AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis. These all are the diseases which is caused if the couples are performing the unsafe sex. And condoms are, it can be easily disposable and it can be self inserted and thereby given privacy to the users. So these are the different properties of the condoms and why the condoms becomes very popular. Okay, so these are the condoms for male, the above figure, and the below figure, the condoms for female. Okay, so here these are the examples for the females, like diaphragms, cervical cups, which is inserted into the vagina. So made of rubber, those are inserted into the female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. They block the entry of sperms through cervix and they are reusable. Okay, instead of the physical barriers, sometimes when they perform the coitus, they may use some creams or jellies or foams. So these are spermicidal creams, jellies and foams usually used along with these barriers to increase their contraceptive efficiency. Okay, these all are meant to prevent the unwanted pregnancy. Okay, so next is IUDs, important expansion. They may ask IUD, expand IUD, intra. Remember, if you write inter, then you will lose the marks. Intrauterine device. Okay, so these IUDs are easily accepted, one of the contraceptive methods in India also. Okay, why? So we are going to study why it is usually accepted contraceptive method. So these are inserted by doctors and expert nurses in the uterus through vagina. So these devices are meant for female individuals, remember, not for male individuals. Okay, so this is method implemented in the female individuals only. How it is inserted? By the experts, doctors and nurses in the uterus through the vagina. And these IUDs are of three types. Okay, one is non-medicated IUDs. Non-medicated IUDs, examples, Lippus loop. Please try to remember the types as well as examples of IUDs, which are very important NEET, CET and even board question. Non-mediated IUDs, the first type, example Lippus loop. Copper releasing IUDs, where they release coppers. This device releases the copper, that is copper T, copper 7 and multi-load 375. Next, hormone releasing IUDs, that is Progestart and LNG 20, where the hormone will be added into that device. So what happens? What IUDs does when they are inserted? How they prevent the contraception or unwanted pregnancy? IUDs increase phagocytosis. Phagocytosis means engulfing, eating, destroying. So IUDs increases the phagocytosis of the sperm. So when they are get inserted, so what happens? See, when they are get inserted, so within the uterus, the copper ions which is present in that IUDs get released. The first thing is which suppress the sperm motility. Why they need to suppress the sperm motility? Because see, when there is a coitus insemination, the semen is inserted into the vagina, ejaculated, released into the vagina. From the vagina, just check it out, the position of the ovum, that is in the fallopian tube. How much they need to travel from the vagina? The sperm need to travel cervix, uterus, then the fallopian tube. So hence the sperm should active in motility. Okay, they need to be very active. So if the copper which is present in the IUDs released, it suppresses the sperm motility. The first aim is destroyed. Like if they suppress the motility, the sperm cannot travel till the ovum. and what happens, they reduce the fertilizing capacity of sperm. So like this IUDs are going to work. Okay, so hormone releasing IUDs makes the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperm. So what happens, some hormone, as we seen the example here, hormone releasing IUDs, that is Progestart or LNG50. What happens, because of the hormones, they make the uterus unsuitable for the implantation. If any chance of fertilization, after fertilization also, when the zygote comes and tries to implant on the uterus, this hormone releasing IUDs make sure the uterus should be unsuitable for the implantation. Okay, so IUDs are ideal contraceptives for the females who want to delay pregnancy or a space between the children. Okay, sometimes the couple doesn't want like the childbirth continuously, like year by year. They need to give a gap between the two childrens. So then what happens, they perform what, IUDs, intrauterine devices, as a contraceptive method. Okay, next is oral contraceptives. So that is oral administration of some hormone containing pills, because in female body hormone plays an important role for the ovulation, egg release, everything. We have studied in menstrual cycle. When there is ovulation happens, when LH surge, when the luteinizing hormone is increases, okay, what happens, along with the FSH, but LSH surge is important to release the egg. Okay, so hence hormones plays an important role in during the oral contraceptives. The pills contain such hormones which avoid the unwanted pregnancy. What are those hormones? Progestogens or progestrogen. Okay, the combination of progesterone and estrogen in the form of tablets or pills. So what happens, how they need to consume this oral pills. Okay, pills are taken daily for 21 days starting within the first 5 days of menstrual cycle. What happens, we know the first 5 days is bleeding stage. After the bleeding stage, what happens, they need to take the tablets after a gap of 7 days during which menstrual cycle occurs. So what happens, continuously 21 days they need to take. Next 22nd to 28th day or 29th day they need to give a gap, that is 7 days gap. After 7 days gap, again they need to start taking the pills. So that is 21 days they are going to take the pills. Has to be repeated in the same pattern till the female desire to prevent the contraception. Because some couples, they need to they want to perform the coitus, but they are going to avoid the conception. So during this stage, what happens, they even can perform the coitus also, in the same time they can prevent. Like after every coitus, we can take pills. Like nowadays there is a pill called Saheli, 72 hours contraception pills. After performing the coitus, soon after performing the coitus, if they take a pill, what happens, they can prevent the pregnancy. Okay, so they inhibit, what these pills do, they inhibit the ovulation and implantation, as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent the entry of sperms. Okay, sometimes what happens, if there is ejaculation, the semen is ejaculated, just in case, imagine the semen is released in the vagina, they need to travel the cervix, right? Before the entry of sperm into the cervix, if the female individual takes the pills, so what happens, the cervix get bulged, mucus is formed. This mucus will block the entry of sperm to get entered into the uterus. If in case they cross the cervix, enter the uterus, they came near the fallopian tube, then what happens, there will be no release of ovulation only. Okay, so all these are prevented by the oral pills. Pills are very effective with lesser side effects. Not all the pills are like contain lesser side effects. Some pills, they can disrupt our menstrual cycle. They create a very serious side effects. Okay, so one of the popular oral contraceptives are Saheli, called Saheli, a new oral contraceptive for the females. It contains a non-steroidal preparation. It is a once a week pill with a very few side effects and high contraceptive value. So here what happens, the Saheli, like as in the previous slide we have studied 21 days pills. It is not like a 21 days pills. Once a week the pill can be administered, like taken, and with a lesser side effects and high value of contraception. So next is injectables. Progestogens alone or in combination with estrogens, like progesterone alone hormone or in the combination of estrogen hormone, are used by females as injections or implants under the skin. Their mode of action is similar to that of pills and their effective periods are much longer. Means the implants loaded with progesterone or estrogen hormones are injected into the female body under the skin. So day to day what happens, the from that injectables or implants the hormones are released, and when the hormones are released they are going to prevent, like how we said in the pills, like they avoid ovulation, implantation, or the cervix mucus formation, like this. Okay, so administration of progestogens or progestogen estrogen combination or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus is very effective as emergency contraceptive. As I told, within the 3 days, 72 hours means within the 3 days, whatever if the coitus is performed, the pills should be taken within the 72 hours of coitus so that they can prevent the contraception. So where it is used as an emergency, these pills are used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. During these two reasons, these pills, 72 hours pills, can be used to prevent the contraception. Okay, so the last method, this is called as very effective and permanent. As we have studied till fifth contraceptive from natural and till fifth contraceptives, that is injectable, all are temporary contraceptive methods. But the surgical method is permanent method. Once we perform the surgical method, the couples are unable to reproduce, unable to produce the young ones if they perform this surgical method. Why? We are going to study now. To block gamete transfer and thereby prevent conception, the surgical methods are used. It is very effective but reversibility is poor. What is reversibility means? See, when we are going to take a pill, it will prevent the contraception, but after some time being, if we discontinue this, we are able to get pregnant, right? So this is reversibility. But what happens once we perform the surgical method? It is not reversible. Once if we surgically remove or we surgically cut open or break the bridge, so what happens? We can't get pregnant. So this is what reversibility is poor. So there are two methods. One, it is performed in males and one it is performed in females. The one which is performed in a male are called as vasectomy. Okay, a small part of vas deferens, we know this is the part which is present in the male reproductive system, that is vas deferens, is removed or tied up through a small incision. Okay, what happens? They cut the vas deferens and they tie the both ends so it cannot be connected. Okay, the bridge will be broken. It is like a bridge, vas deferens, where the semen will be entered into the penis and it is ejaculated, right? What they do during this vasectomy, they cut the vas deferens and they tie so that this semen cannot be entered into the penis. So like this, remember the name vasectomy and which part is, yes, they incise, that is vas deferens. In tubectomy in females, the tubectomy is performed in females, which part is incised here? Fallopian tube will be cut and they tie the cut open end. Okay, so here you can see in the diagram vas deferens is cut and tied like this, so that the semen cannot enter into the penis, right? So in the same way the females, so you can see here fallopian tubes are cut and tied, so that the egg which is released from the ovary cannot enter into the uterus to get fertilized. So hence it is called as permanent method. Okay, once it is performed, the individual cannot perform the reproduction, they cannot show the reproduction, they cannot give birth to the young ones. Yes, so in the next class we are going to deal with